Hello, welcome back for Unit 2 of our Modern World History course here at Waldorf University Online. And this week, we're going to be continuing to expand our conversation of colonialism and imperialism, both on the discussion board and in your Unit 2 essay. So over on the discussion board, you're going to have the question of, it has been said that the experience of conquered peoples in an empire was broadly similar no matter who the rulers were. Based on your reading for the unit, so make sure you're getting into that textbook, and then figuring out if you agree or disagree with that idea. So I think if you can have that knowledge going in, maybe as you're reading about the different empires that are forming during this time period, I always think about, even in North America, we have the British, we have the French, we have the Spanish, we have the Dutch, and all of these peoples are expanding colonial empires, and they all look a little bit different, and their strategies are different. So maybe there's some room to disagree there. And then I want you to explain why or why not. And I also want you to use specific examples to make your case. This is something I kind of want to see us grow in as we get into Unit 2 here. A lot of times in the first unit, we see like you're kind of talking about yourself, and we maybe get into the textbook a little bit. This week, I really want to see some examples being pulled out of that text, and if you got to do some outside research, feel free to do that as well. But make sure you're putting some quality content into not just your initial response, but to your response to classmates. Those, again, your first kind of individual post in response to the question is due by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Follow-up post to a classmate is due by Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. The other thing you've got this week is the Unit 2 essay. So this is kind of based off a couple of different questions that relate to each other. So what I want you to be thinking about as you put together this essay is kind of this question of Asians, Africans, and Native Americans are going to experience early modern European expansion, or this colonial and imperialism we're talking about, in different ways. It definitely looks different in different places. And so as you kind of go through chapters 13 and 14, I want you to think about how you would describe and explain those differences. And so in what respects are they, and by this they mean Asians, Africans, Native Americans, active agents in the historical process rather than just victims of European actions. So we're talking a little bit about historical agency here. And agency is just an individual or group's ability to influence the events of history. So how do people matter in these stories? As you kind of go to put this together, I think an easy strategy people have used in the past, because you're trying to get to 2 pages using APA style, you need a title page and a reference page as well, in addition to those other 2 pages. And you want to make sure that you're citing your e-textbook and any other sources you're pulling in. A lot of students, how they'll approach this is they'll write an introduction and a conclusion, and then 3 other paragraphs. So maybe you would talk in your introduction about the differences and kind of your big points. Then in your first paragraph, maybe you're going to talk about how those big points show up in Asia. Second, how they show up in Africa. Third, how they show up in the Americas, and then put a conclusion on there. That's been a really successful strategy for people working on this in the past. But you're free to approach the assignment however you want, as long as you meet those basic requirements. If you do have questions on how any of this comes out, this essay is due Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, make sure you're reaching out, keep getting into that textbook, and do the best work you can. I appreciate the hard work you put in the course so far. Good luck this week.